Hey guys, it's Lindsay. Today I'm going to be doing a few videos on my favorite bronzer, or favorite bronzers. Now these are going to show a couple of high-end and mostly drugstore. I believe a bronzer is a bronzer and there's no use in wasting like a ton of money on bronzer, but I am going to show you some of my favorites. As far as the lowest of the low-priced bronzers that I like, these are $3 from e.l.f. I like this color. It's a great contouring color, but it's very hard to contour with sometimes. It depends on the type of brush you use. You can't use anything that small because it's hard to shear it out. So I recommend a more fluffier brush to shear this color out, because it does, whenever it sticks on the face, it stays. So it gets kind of stuck there. Another one is the e.l.f. Warm Bronzer. It's got 4 shades, and it looks like that. I really like this, but here, let me do swatches. When you mix all the colors together, that's the color you're going to get. It's not too amazing. Right there. See? You can barely see it. But it does give a nice warm glow. You're not necessarily going to get a really good contouring color there, for me. This is the e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzing Powder is what this is, and that's the swatch. I'm going to swatch that right next to it. So you can definitely tell there's a darker color difference than the e.l.f. Warm Bronzer. Another cheap bronzer that I really like is from Sally's Beauty Supply, and these are each $1. And this is actually a dupe for NARS Laguna, which I'm fixing to show you. But these swatch very nicely. They're powdery, but I really like these. Watch this. You get so much color from all that. I love this bronzer. It's such a good bargain. And there's the swatch. It is a little bit powdery, so you have to watch out for that. And this color is Beach Girl. This is supposedly the dupe for NARS Laguna, which I'm fixing to show you. And then Sally Girl Bronzing Powder. Doesn't really give a name, but it's a darker color. And here is it swatched. I'm going to use a different finger. That's it swatched. And that's the darker color than this color. Now that's supposedly the dupe for Laguna, and this is the darker color from Sally Hansen, and not Sally Hansen, Sally Beauty Supply. And these are called Sally Girl bronzers, and they each have 4.8 grams in each of these, and they're only $1, so they're a great deal, and they're very pigmented. I'm very surprised by these, and I love them. Love them. Another Sally Beauty Supply bronzer. This isn't exactly cheap. This is, I'm trying to remember how much this was. I'm really bad for prices. The Palladio Herbal Mosaic powder. This is a really pretty bronzer. Let me swatch all these together for you. You get a lot of different colors all for one bronzer. That didn't swatch so pretty. It's not as dark as the $1 Sally Beauty Supply, the bronzer, but that's it right there. It gives off a really nice color. I would say it's like a lighter version of the NARS Laguna dupe, so that's all my swatches for right now. Another bronzer is by Physicians Formula. I don't own a lot of Physicians Formula bronzers simply because they have a lot of shimmer, but this one has some shimmer in it, but it's a pretty shimmer. And this one is Physician Formula's Cashmere Wear Bronzer. I have it in, it's called Ultra Smoothing Bronzer. It doesn't really give a color say, but that's the color of it. Here's it swatched. That's the color. And if you can tell, that's the Physicians Formula. So it is it's more orange based. So that's a pretty color. And then the next one I have, this is by far, I think all of you should go out and get this. This is my favorite drugstore bronzer ever, and this is the Rimmel Natural Bronzer, and I have it in Sun Dance and Sun Bronze. Sun Dance for the occasional shimmer bronzer if I feel like it. Each of these are about $8, and I have used a lot of this, and this is a lot of product for one pan. It's, I'm trying to see how much it is. It's 0.49 ounces. So you get a lot of product in this little doodad, in this little pan. Here's a swatch. It's kind of red based, I would say. Not red based, it's brownie red based, so it's really pretty for my fair skin tone. This doesn't exactly swatch as pretty on the skin as it does. It doesn't swatch as pretty on my arm as it would on the face. Here, let me get another swatch. That's it right there. This is so natural looking. It doesn't give you an orange glow. None of these give you an orange glow. I really love all of these. I get all of my bronzers with more red-brown base because I have a NW skin tone, more neutral to pinky coloring, so I really aim for more brown/reddish warm colors. This is what Sundance looks like compared to the Rimmel Natural Bronzer Sun Bronze. That's Sundance and Sun Bronze, so you can definitely tell Sun Bronze is a deeper color than Sundance. Sundance has more of a radiant, warm, peachy undertone, and this has more of a brown matte undertone. This is shimmer and this is matte. You do want to find a bronzer that would go better for your skin tone, saying a more reddish, not so orange but peachy bronzer would look really good on olive skin tones, and browns will look really good on all browns like this next one, NARS Laguna, very infamous NARS Laguna. I put a dent in it, not too bad of a dent, but this is one of my favorite bronzers. It may look dirty on some people who have fair skin or just certain skin tones. You have to keep in mind, bronzers just don't apply on every single skin tone nicely. It's just, you might have bronzers with more red undertones, with more orange peachy undertones, and you might have bronzers with more brown undertones, and it depends on the type of skin tone you have, what would complement that. Here's a swatch of NARS Laguna. I'm going to put it right next to the swatch that I thought it looked like the dupe. Now the dupe does need to be sheared out, but there you go. There's the dupe, and then there's NARS Laguna. Now it does have like a warmer base. Yeah, it does have little tiny shimmers, but it's nothing that you can really notice. This is one of my favorite bronzers. I use it all the time. I've had it for months, and it comes with a really nice mirror. This is the bronzer. I absolutely love it, and I take a fluffy brush. I used to take a smaller brush, or a more contouring brush. This is the e.l.f. $1 contouring brush. Some people hate these. I actually kind of like them. But I used to take smaller brushes and use them to contour, but I found with my skin tone, since I am a NW 25 in MAC, this can look dirty on people with my skin tone, but you have to know how to shear it out right. So I just tap it a little bit, swipe across, and bronze in my little concave area of my cheek. I do it right there. Tap again. I do it on my temples. Make it look really natural. And then contour on the other side. You want a light dusting of this. You don't want anything too powerful. This is one of my favorite bronzers. It's so nice. And then I take one of the smaller fluffy brushes for my nose, and I contour against my nose like that. It just gives the face more definition when you contour like that. If I've forgotten to mention any ones that are matte and shimmer, correct me and leave me something in the comments. I'd totally love to correct that. The Physicians Formula is shimmer. The Sally Girl bronzers, they're both matte. The Palladio Herbal Mosaic powder is matte. The Contouring blush and bronzer, it has shimmer in it. This is supposed to be the dupe of NARS Laguna and Orgasm. So it does have a little bit of shimmer in it, but nothing too noticeable. And this, it has teeny little ground bits of shimmer, but nothing too noticeable for me. My last two bronzers that I really do love is the Bare Minerals Warmth. I like this because it has the red tone in it, and it's really nice for a good summer day. And here's a little swatch of it. I'm going to swatch it right next to the NARS Laguna. That's actually a really good dupe for the Sally Hansen, the darker color. This reddish color is actually a pretty good dupe for the Bare Essentials Warmth. But that's the Bare Essentials Warmth. I love the red undertone in these. I just love bronzer. And then I saved the biggest for last. It's a really good just all over face bronzer for just a lazy day or just any kind of makeup day that you feel like. But this is, I love it. I love it. This is the Sephora Sun Disk. It is huge. Ooh, it's huge. I love this bronzer. It's giant. Look at it in comparison to my head. Look at that in comparison to my NARS Laguna bronzer. This thing is ridiculous. NARS Laguna bronzer, Sephora Sun Disk. This has one ounce of powder product in here, and so I think with girls with warmer skin tone than I am, I'm NW25 in MAC. So if you're darker than me, this could actually pose as an actual face powder for some people, but it's powdery. Here's a swatch. Oh, I love the swatch. And it's not too overpowering. It's not brown. It's a peachy, glowy bronzer. And this is it right here. I don't know if the light is doing it justice. It's got some flakes of glitter in it, but nothing too noticeable. And some people really hate the smell of it. It's perfumed. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Some people may have compared it to baby powder. I don't smell that in this one, but it's huge, and it's from the Sephora line. Sometimes some people find it really hard to find this, but it is a huge bronzer. I got it for $12 off Sephora.com. So I don't live anywhere near Sephora. Sephora is 2 hours away from where I live, and then Ulta is 1 hour away from where I live. So I do everything online. But that's why I research everything so much, because nothing is near me. I live in the middle of nowhere. But that is the Sun Disk. This is a really, really nice peachy, glowy color. Whenever I apply it to my skin, again, I use such a dome brush, and you know, you can put this over NARS Laguna as just a glowy color. It's so pretty. You can also use this on your negligee, your chest area, your neck area, anywhere on your shoulders. It's really pretty. But that is one of my favorite bronzers. This is an everyday natural looking bronzer. And then I'll have my contouring bronzers and then my regular just glowy bronzers. But I'm going to show you which ones I would use for contouring. I would use the Palladio Herbal Mosaic powder. I would use the NARS Laguna bronzer. I would use the Rimmel natural bronzer in Sun Bronze. I would use both of the Sally Girl bronzers, because they're both matte. All of these colors are matte. And I would use the Bare Essentials Warmth as a contouring color. Those are all my favorite contouring colors. You could also use the e.l.f. Contouring color in this one. Sometimes it's a little too dark on me, so it looks a little dirty. But again, you have to learn how to shear that out. But it's still a pretty contouring color, and I still use it almost every day, almost. But those are my bronzers that I own. If you have any suggestions to your favorite bronzers, leave them in the comments below. I'll sure to get back to you on what I think about bronzers and what that type of bronzer, because I have used a lot before. But so far, that's all the bronzers that I own right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and subscribe. Bye.